It's been a challenging decade for the music industry, with a significant decrease in sales. For years, little action was taken against illegal downloads, with few effects for downloaders. However, two new approaches are seeing positive results. Firstly, the industry is working with internet service providers to slow an illegal downloader's connection. Secondly, it's working directly with digital music websites. In Sweden, 3 out of 5 illegal file sharers have cut back or stopped, with half of these people moving to legal websites supported by advertisements.
China will become the world's safest and largest investment economy in times to come, given the following factors: huge market potential, rich labor resources, comparative advantage in labor cost, sound corporate governance, and stable government and society. All these factors will further attract the inflow of foreign capital into China. In short, China's economy will grow even faster in the future. In the next 15 years, China's economy will still increase at a rate of 7% to 8%. In the year 2020, should price index remain the same as today, GDP will amount to US $4.8 trillion. GDP per capita will reach US $3,300. However, the level of GDP per capita is still very low in China at the moment. GDP per capita's growth is still at a slow rate. GDP per capita will have to be further increased in order to raise China's standard of living so as to bridge the present income gap between the rich and the poor. Satisfaction of consumers' needs can be the main driver in raising China's living standards. Domestic demand will increase as the economy grows. Therefore, extensive production of goods and services can further push and sustain the economy's growth. Moreover, there are abundant human resources in China, and labor cost in China is much lower than the other industrialized countries. China's education system is also being fast developed. Thus, more people will achieve higher level of education than in the past. With comparative advantage in cheap labor cost and increase of human capital brought about by education, future for China's economy can be only even brighter. Fighting in Afghanistan and Pakistan meant that polio eradication did not go well in those countries in 2007, a World Health Report said last week. They are 2 of the last 4 nations that have not eliminated the disease. In Afghanistan, most cases were in southern provinces under Taliban control. In Pakistan, many were in the remote tribal border areas where Osama bin Laden is still being pursued, and local militants are battling the government. Polio experts see the territory differently, as one epidemiological block with 2 transmission corridors, one in the mountainous north where cases of the polio strain known as type 1 are common, and one in the flatter south where type 3 prevails. Tribes migrate east-west across the borders, following harvests, trade routes, and jobs. Polio went as far southeast as Karachi, where there is no fighting but immunization drives remain weak, the report said. Crowded slums and petty corruption disrupt efforts, an expert said. The report spoke of a breakthrough in August when the Taliban started letting vaccinators work in their territory. We dialogue with NATO and tell them, these are the days of our campaigns. These are our people. Don't bomb them, said Dr. Bruce Aylward, the campaign's director. Eradication requires mustering thousands of health workers every few months to visit homes and give vaccine drops to every child under 5. Both countries tried to vaccinate their whole populations 4 times in 2007, and each held 7 regional drives.
The internet revolution is yet to happen in India, like the way it has happened with cell phones and cable TV. While it's common to see everyone from auto drivers to senior citizens with cell phones, you will rarely find an auto driver who visits a cyber cafe to check his email. This has to do with opportunity cost involved in spending time in cyber cafes, and most importantly, the lack of services to target a large part of India. The Internet too largely uses American Standard Code for information interchange. This alienates many communities from the boon of computers and Internet. The fact remains that most of India's billion people are denied access to the Internet, and not only because they don't have a connection or a computer. The digital revolution is leaving them behind because they don't speak English, the dominant language of the web. Even if there is room for further growth among English language users in India, far greater growth could be unleashed. Hindi is the world's third or fourth most widely spoken language. Yet it is not even in the top 10 languages on the Internet. A recent trend of regional content is preferred by more and more Internet users. It is recognized that the content has to be in a language that is understood by many users. In the Internet space, this is highly unbalanced currently. 12 out of 6,000 popular languages spoken globally account for 98% of web content, with English most prominent among them. In its short life, the Internet has become an agent of revolutionary change and is one of the fastest tools to promote and defend freedom and to facilitate democratic access to information and knowledge. It has emerged as one of today's greatest instruments of progress and has gradually become a part of the vital infrastructure of global social, economic, cultural, and political life. The Internet's effect on our lives is pervasive. Over the past decade, the use of email, the web, and blogs have become part of the daily routine of more than 1 billion Internet users. Today, the Internet access touchpoints have outgrown the traditional PC-based Internet browsers, Internet Explorer, Firefox, to desktop applications, mobile phones, and satellite navigational devices in vehicles and living rooms. More and more people are buying movie tickets, air tickets, travel packages, railway tickets, and paying bills online. Online gaming is projected to increase by 141% by 2011 in the Asia-Pacific region, and mobile gaming to increase by 119% by a leading gaming industry. Very soon, we will see the dawn of the video age, when video will be used for buying, communicating, learning, and socializing. Online chat and blogs are reducing the gap between private and public life of the present generation. Cyber cafes have taken over pubs and bars for socializing, in spite of the opposing forces of regional borders, copyright, censorship, network blocking, etc.